area. Right, for this shape here, they're asking us to find the area of a right angle triangle. The area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. So for this question here, okay, the base is 24, the height is 10, so it's 24 times 10, which is 240, and then 240 divided by 2 is 100, because this area is centimetres squared. So the answer to the first one is 120 centimetres squared. Specimen 2, Unit 1. A rectangle R has sides 5 metres and 3 metres. Draw a sketch of a different rectangle that has the same perimeter as R. Write down the length of each of the 4 sides of your rectangle. Right, so if this rectangle is 5 metres by 3 metres, it means it's 5 metres across and 3 metres up. The perimeter is the distance around the outside. So if I walked around the outside, it'd be 5, add 3, add 5, add 3, because I got to come all the way back to the start. So the perimeter of that rectangle is 16 centimetres. I now need to draw a different rectangle that would have the same perimeter as that rectangle. So because 5 add 3 is 8, I need two numbers that add up to 8, which are not 5 and 3. So an example could be 6 centimetres across, or 6 metres. And then to make it up to 8, it'd be 2 metres going up. So if it had the same perimeter, we would just continue that pattern there. So the length of each of the 4 sides would be 6 metres, 2 metres, 6 metres, 2 metres. Part B. Both the length and width of the rectangle R. So rectangle R was my original one, are exactly doubled. Does this mean the area is doubled? So let's have a look. R was 5 metres by 3 metres. So the area of a rectangle is length times width. So it's 5 times 3, which is 15 metres squared. I double them lengths now, so they become 10 metres by 6 metres. So the area of this rectangle becomes 10 times 6, which is 60 metres squared. So has the area been doubled? No. The area has been enlarged by a scale factor of 60 divided by 15, which is 4 times. So the area isn't doubled. Right, next question. This question here, all right, it's got an organisation, communication, accuracy, so it's 2 marks for the OCW and 5 for the maths. A right angle triangle is attached to a trapezium as shown. AD equals 4, BC equals 6, and the perpendicular height of the trapezium is 3. The triangle and trapezium have equal area. For a trapezium, all right, the area of a trapezium, and it's given to you in the formula, is A add B divided by 2 times height, where A is the top parallel side, B is the other parallel side, and the perpendicular height between them, or half the sum of the parallel sides times the height between them. That is how we find the area of a trapezium. So for this question here, A is 4, B is 6, so it's 4 add 6 divided by 2 times the height between them. So it's 10 divided by 2 times 3. 5 times 3 is 15. So the area of my trapezium, okay, is equal to 15 and then centimetres squared. From that, we know that the area of a triangle is equal to the area of the trapezium. So because the trapezium is 15, it means my area of the triangle must be equal to 15 meters squared. Because that's equal to 15 meters squared, area of a triangle is AD, or the base, times the height, which is AE, divided by 2, and that's equal to 15. So base times height divided by 2 is 15. If I take the 2 up the other side and multiply it, it's telling me AD times AE becomes 30, because 15 times 2 is 30. And then, because AD is 4, 4 times AE is 30, and the opposite of times 4 is divide by 4. So 30 divided by 4 is 7.5 centimeters. So AE is 7.5 centimeters. Next question. Two shaded rectangles shown below are drawn on a white square card. The two rectangles should not overlap. Show clearly how this can be done. Calculate the area of the square, which would be unshaded. Right. If you, for instance, add one that is 4 centimeters, if I start here, because this square is 9 centimeters by 9 centimeters, I can draw one which is 4 centimeters across and 8 centimeters up. So what that would result in is a 1 centimeter gap at the top. The other rectangle is 7 by 2. So if we turn the other rectangle round and put it alongside it, so the 2 centimeters up by 7 centimeters, because 4 add 2 is 6, that would result in a 3 centimeter gap that way. Going upwards, that's gone up to 7, up to 9, up, and there's 9 in total. So because that goes up to 7, this little bit must be 2, and this little bit at the top shown earlier is 1. So there's a couple of ways of doing this. Okay, it's asking us to find the area of the card. So the area of the bit left over, so is the area of rectangle A plus the area of rectangle B plus the area of rectangle A. So rectangle A is 4 across by 1. So 4 times 1 is 4 centimeters squared. Rectangle B is 2 across by 2, which is 4 centimeters squared. And C is all the way 3 across by 9. So 3 times 9 is 27. And because they're all centimeters squared, right, the unit is going to be centimeters squared. So I'm going to add the 3 of them together. So the total area is 4 add 4 add 27, which is 35 centimeters squared. Okay, so the answer to that one is 35 centimeters squared. So that was the first one, and that was the second shape. Still on area. This one, area, that's a trapezium. So this is the height going up, and like I told you earlier, it's A add B divided by 2 times the height. And that's, they're telling us that would find the area of a trapezium. Okay, area of a rectangle, which would be this little section here. Right, so area of the rectangle is 45 centimeters squared, and the area of the rectangle is 45. And the rectangle is length times width, and that's equal to 45. Because we know the length is 9, 9 times the width, or the height, is equal to 45. So that tells me BD is equal to 45 divided by 9, which is 5. Okay, so we know the height is 5. So you could either find the area of the trapezium, where A would be 9, B would be 15, and H would be 5, and then take away the area of the rectangle. Or you can just find the triangle now, base times height divided by 2. So it's base times height divided by 2, and the base is this extra bit here, because it's 15 across all the way, 9 across to that point. So that means 15 take away 9 is 6. So the triangle is 6 times 5 divided by 2. 6 5s are 30. 30 divided by 2 is 15 centimeters squared. Right, the last area question on circumference. A square has a perimeter of 80. So what that means, the distance around the outside is 80. And because it's a square, all the sides are the same. So that means that the square is 20. What that actually means there, so because each side of the square is going to be 80 divided by 4, which is 20 centimeters. Once I got that, to find the circumference of a circle, because the circle is all the way across, the diameter is going to be 20, because it's the same as the square, because it's all the way. So the diameter of my circle is also 20 centimeters, because it's the same as a square. And from that, we all know the famous circumference song, okay? Whoa, circumference is pi times diameter, pi times diameter, pi times diameter. Circumference is pi times diameter. So we're going to take pi as the pi button on the calculator. We're going to multiply it by 20. And now we'd find the circumference of a circle. So I'm inputting pi. You could use 3.14 if you wanted to, times 20. And to one decimal place is either 62.8 or 62.9. Because that's a 3, it rounds down to less than 5, so it stays as an 8. So it's 62. And this is a distance is centimeters.